everybody? I wanted to get on and show everybody. I get a lot of questions about my morning pre-class makeup routine and what products I like to use. So I figured that I would go ahead and show you guys what I do pretty much every morning prior to class. I do the same thing every time. This is like my quick go-to everyday makeup routine. It's important for me to do my makeup prior to class because as soon as class is over and I finish my feedback, I go right into mom mode and I have to take my kids to school and then I have to do a bunch of things for my business. So I have to immediately be ready to go after class. So let me just start by saying that I keep all of my makeup at my desk in my classroom, in this handy dandy caddy right here. I also have, grab it. I also have a mirror that I keep underneath of my desk at all times. So in the morning I will come in here and I don't prep for my classes usually the night before. I do it the morning of. So while I'm doing my makeup, I will be looking through my slides and looking for a Google reward or pulling up my Google props, any and all things while I'm doing my makeup. Typically I'll start with a primer. Right now I've been using this Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer, which I really like. I just keep it right in my T-zone because I have really large pores because I'm very old and I'm just kidding. But so for me, it's very important to put a primer on. So as far as foundation, I use a range of products, really for everything. I use a range of products from like more high-end things to drugstore brands. Right now, recently, I've been using the Tarte Face Tape for my foundation, which I really love it. It's good coverage. It's Tarte. I love everything Tarte. But if I'm not using that, I typically use the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. I have two colors because I self-tan a lot, so I have to account for that and change my color up sometimes. But I really like this Tarte Face Tape. Everything that I have that is higher end, I have for a long time. So I'm not constantly buying more expensive makeup. I have something that's more expensive, but it will last me forever. Obviously foundation, not as much as some other things that I'll show you, but I use a damp beauty blender. You can use any type of foundation brush that you have or a blending or a buffing brush, whatever works for you. But in the mornings, after I do my primer, I am quickly running through with my beauty blender to get my foundation on, and I try to do it very fast. My makeup routine takes me 6 minutes in the morning. I have timed it multiple times. I do things very quickly. I do use a decent amount of makeup in the mornings, but like I said, it's something that I do the same every single day. So it's become really routine for me and I can do it in a flash, which is very important because I don't want to wake up, 2 hours early prior to class. I try to wake up at least 45 minutes prior to class just because I like to feel more awake. So after I do my foundation, one of my absolute favorite products right now is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. If you're old, I'm just kidding. If you are a mom, this is like a lifesaver for me. I have a lot of bags because I don't sleep often just because I'm extremely busy. And stress, life, being a mom, all kinds of things. So this is probably even more than you're supposed to use, but I've had this for a very long time. It's been at least 4 months, minimum 4 months. It looks very small, but a little goes a long way. And I just love this IT Cosmetics under eye coverage. I think it's really, really thick, great coverage. And I feel like it makes a huge difference for me. So once I spend 15 seconds on that, I do have a Tarte Shape Tape concealer. It's downstairs though. I had it in my bag the other day, but I really love this L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear concealer, and I will take my concealer just to do my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's bow, my chin, and then I will blend this out. So once I've blended out my concealer, I will go in with a setting powder underneath of my eyes and around my nose. I have a lot of redness around my nose, so I have to make sure that's really, really covered. Okay, so for setting powder, I use this RCMA translucent setting powder. You can get it online. It's maybe $15 with shipping. This setting powder I have had for like over 2 years. So once I've gone in with my setting powder, I then use a pressed powder for the rest of my face. And I love this MAC Studio Fix pressed powder. I feel like it really like sinks into my pores, my giant pores. So I will go through and use this on the rest of my face. Okay, so once I put my pressed powder on, I move on to bronzer and blush. I have this very old Tarte palette for bronzer, blush, and highlight that I use every single day. I've had this for almost 2 years as well. I don't necessarily contour, I just give my face some color. So once I do my bronzer, I do blush. So I don't always do a highlight. I'm gonna do it today just to show you when I do what I do and what I use. This is a Wet n Wild highlight. It's less than $5 and I really love it. Okay, so I just do it quickly, nothing crazy. I just put it on just to get through class, and I do it fast, but again, the more that you do it, the easier it gets, that kind of situation. So after I've done all of this, my face is done, and I move on to eyes. I start always with my brows. I hate doing brows. I hate doing brows. I feel like my brows probably take me the longest because I hate them so much. Oh, and I usually use a Benefit, the Precisely My Brow Pencil, but I just ran out like 2 days ago. So now I'm using this NYX brow pencil, which it's good. I enjoy it. I like it. Okay, so after that, I don't always do eyeshadow. I do a lot. Most days I do eyeshadow, but I don't always. If I'm really short on time, if I have 5 minutes instead of 6, I will NYX my eyeshadow. My go-to palettes right now are this Lorac Unzipped palette. It is like a bunch of rose golds. I've been using this a lot lately. And then I also really love this Milani Soft and Sultry. You can get it at like Target or Walgreens, your local pharmacy, I don't know. Okay, this is like your basics, your nudes, goes with everything. I love this as well. So again, nothing crazy here, but I am just gonna add some color to my eyes to make it look like I tried. So once I have that color on, I will go in with a darker color and do kind of the outside, more of like a V on the outside of my lids. I then go back to my original brush and just kind of blend it a little bit just to make sure there's not any harsh, crazy lines. And then with the brush that I used that had the darkest color, the dark brown, I will drag it underneath of my eyes because I don't do eyeliner under my eyes, and this just gives it some color. So that is what I do for eyeshadow whenever I'm just doing my makeup prior to class. Then I move on to eyeliner, and I use two things. I use this pencil eyeliner for my upper waterline, and then I will, a lot of days, use a liquid liner for my top lid. I don't always do liquid liner, but I try to on most days. So once I put this on my upper waterline, I go in and do a little bit of liner on my top lid. Okay, once my liner is on, then I go in with mascara. Also, this liquid liner is a Revlon Color Stay liner, and the pencil is just a Wet n Wild pencil. I use black for both. As far as mascara, I either use this Maybelline Total Temptation or the original L'Oreal Voluminous one. Today I'm gonna use the Total Temptation. Okay, and I know a lot of teachers do lipstick. I'm not a huge lip person. I do have some that I'll use. Really, my go-to is this Makeup Revolution sheer lip gloss, and the color is Ballerina. I think it was like $8 from Ulta, but this is kind of my go-to. It's not really a color, kind of is, kind of isn't. And that is my everyday pre-class makeup routine. When I'm not talking and I'm just doing my makeup before class, it takes me 6 minutes, and I do the same thing every day, so I know exactly what to do and I'm not trying to think about it. So yeah, hopefully this answers some questions for you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.